Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. Alright, so we're doing a little interview with you today.
No problem.
Oh, what's this?
It was a shot of espresso I just put not too long ago.
A shot of espresso.
Yes.
Okay, I like where this is going. Lovely. You said this is coffee with the chef?
Correct.
Okay, lovely. So, you want to become a chef, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
It all started out for me when I was younger. My mother, my grandmother, I was always around them in the kitchen, watching what they were doing, helping out when I could. Then after a while, years gone by, the kitchen work just started to grow on me. So I committed myself to it, and ever since I've just been in love with the kitchen, the culinary arts, and food overall.
Well, it's on here. Have a serious passion for this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Alright, so you said over the years. So, what kind of experiences have you had?
I have been mostly cooking for families, mostly around the house, and position wise, I am either the leader of the meal, the planner, organizer. So I've played the role of planning the menu before too. I have also played the role of a sous chef and head chef. Sometimes I do my own thing, barbecue industry, slow cooking, the fun stuff. So there I just do my own stuff and make my own
Okay,
seasonings.
so you do a little thing here and there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, nice. So, where are you now? You're in high school?
My last year.
Your
Yes.
last year of high school. Where do you plan to go after this?
I plan to further my studies at Hartress NTA in Petersfield.
Doing culinary school, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
I also did a program through them in summer. Two programs actually. I did a level 1 in food prep and a level 2 in baker's program.
Wow. So you're quite versed, getting quite versed in the area.
Yes, I am.
Okay, nice. So you plan to go to culinary school. So is it that you're currently doing foods in high school?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you like it so far?
It's amazing to get the understanding of what time plan, meal prep, order of work, basically how you can organize your day before you start. So how you would approach the day, what takes the longest to the shortest time period. So you start with the harder ones first going on. You shopping list, you organize yourself in such a way that you become flexible enough to be working like that.
Alright, nice. So, with the culinary school in mind and in your last year of high school, so let's not talk about foods for a bit. So yes, I'm assuming that foods would be your favorite subject at this point.
Yes, it is.
Alright, so what would be your least favorite subject?
My least favorite. Oh, well, in high school I call this one the devil of work.
Is that so?
Yeah, I never liked maths.
Math.
My grandparents, when I was growing up with them, it was always eyeball, gauging it yourself, not much measurements of spoons and cups.
But you're gonna have to.
Yeah, and the division and all them something.
You're working on it.
Yeah.
It's a work
It's work
in
in
progress. Okay, lovely. So, you said you had some certifications done so far. Alright, so that will be like your training and stuff. So I realized that you laughed a while ago, so you seem to have a sense of humor.
Yeah, I do. If you're not happy when you're cooking, your food not gonna come out good.
I believe you.
And once you're happy and in the kitchen, your customers will be happy, your food come out good. So you just have to stay positive.
Okay, good, lovely. Like to hear that. So when you're preparing food, when you're cooking food, do you have to like set the mood? Do you listen to music? Do you organize and everything before? So tell us what Matthew Bihari would be like if he were to go and cook something right now.
Alright, definitely depending on the occasion, depends on the kind of music I work with. One
Tell us a little
complements the
more
other.
about that.
So like if I'm doing an outdoor cooking,
Mm-hmm.
maybe some reggae or some old school music. Something to keep the vibe going.
Okay, so that's like outdoor cooking. So for like fine dining,
Fine
what would
dining
you?
indoor. Alright, so if it's like in a restaurant or inside my own house, maybe some jazz, some instrumental of the sort. But if say it's just me alone in the kitchen working,
Mm-hmm.
I would be like some energetic music, so Popcorn and all them other artists there.
I see. I see. Nice. So here we get a little bit more in depth. So tell me a situation which you found was difficult or challenging for you, and how did you overcome it?
Situation where difficult and challenging. Okay, so it was in when I was in third form at high school. I was supposed to do this practical, doing an egg-based dessert, right? I chose to take up on myself a creme caramel.
Oh, sounds
That's
fancy.
it's a very technical Italian dish. And man, the first time I tried it, it came out great. Second time now for my practical, I almost had a breakdown.
Oh boy.
When I took the souffle containers out of that oven, the caramel was burnt. I had to throw away the whole dessert. But I still got a grade, but not the grade I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked my teacher 2 weeks later if I can get a redo because I was not satisfied with that grade.
Okay.
She said yes, did the redo, came out how I planned. And for the other two desserts that I did, one was a trifle, chocolate trifle. That one was amazing. I wish I could make that one over again, but I don't think I remember how to. And that was one of the most challenging times for me in school.
Okay. Well, mistakes do happen, accidents do happen. I mean, if you didn't have that mistake, you probably wouldn't have the urge to like go on or do better.
As you live, you learn,
Exactly. So it only gets better from here.
basically.
So in terms of like working, are you always like flexible? You said you're in school, so like when do you find the time to cook?
I would, if I don't have any assignments and exam time isn't really near, I would plan the menu either a day, a few days, a week before.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just have everything planned out. So day by day, I already know what to cook, so I just start prep.
Okay.
Sometimes
So you're the one that cooks in the evenings for your family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Morning, noon, and night.
I see. That means your food must be really good then.
For me, it's good. I haven't gotten to a large crowd to get that kind of criticism as yet, but based on family and extended family members, it is okay.
Okay. So I know that your family going to probably like tell you the nice things that you like to hear about your meal, but do they criticize or critique your food?
Well, I always tell them, don't be nice.
Don't be nice.
Don't be nice. If you're being honest, just be straight up. Tell me the pros, tell me the cons. Where it fell short, what could have been better. That way I know if that's the only way to move on, that's the only way to go forward.
Oh, to get better.
That's the only way to get better.
Okay. Nice, nice. I like that. I like that. So, is there a chef that you admire most and why?
Alright, so a chef I admire the most, I would have to say without hesitation, Gordon Ramsay.
I kind of felt that coming. So why is that?
Him don't deal with foolishness. even when there's a slight error, you have to redo it. And where he started out, he was just a young boy who never really had much. Look at him now, he has a whole empire on him. He has about 3 different TV shows, one known as Hell's Kitchen. I was lucky enough to actually go physically to that restaurant.
Oh wow.
And man, it was a dream come true. I was the happiest kid around that day. And he motivates me in such a way that I shouldn't find any dish impossible. So if it's hard, love a challenge. Still going to take it on. And his dishes are, even though they are a bit more elevated, they're still simple. They're still home cooked meals. They're basic.
Basic.
They're, as in, it's not really complicated or very complex. He does some recipes like a roast chicken. Everybody knows how to do that. But he does it with like stuffed lemons, herbs, spices. He does stuff to make it taste even better.
Ah, okay, I see what you mean by elevation.
Right.
Okay, that's really nice. That you have someone that you can look up to in this culinary industry. So, do you have a favorite cuisine?
Favorite cuisine? I'm not really that kind of person who pick and choose. I like to explore food, so I've never gotten the chance to sit down and pick a favorite.
Oh,
I like
okay.
to
But
just
you
explore.
you can cook different cuisines.
Yeah, no problem.
For example.
I do Italian. I can do Jamaican. That's my nation. It's my nationality. And I like to do, I like a cuisine combination. So like merging some Asian seasonings with either an Italian dish. So take shrimp for example. Using Thai basil in like an Alfredo, you get that hint of heat from the Thai basil, and you can get the sweetness from the other elements of the dish. So just to merge 2 nations together, you can get something nice. You just need to know how to do it and proportions.
Okay, lovely. That's actually very intriguing. I'm actually getting hungry just listening to that a while ago.
Maybe someday you can taste the cooking.
Maybe I'll take you up on that.
Alright.
Great. So, often wine I hear is paired with food, and is it that you have different wines for different types of food?
Indeed, yes they do. Like, let me just give you an example. A Chardonnay is a very dry white wine, and when aged it's even more better. Even better. It's just phenomenal.
Okay.
And a wine like that now, the thing I like about it, it's very versatile. You can cook with it, you can make white sauces with it. A nice reduction would be nice. And it pairs well with roast chicken, fish, salmon, which is very amazing. And sometimes turkey.
So, okay.
Mostly
so would
poultry.
you pair white wines with white
White
food?
meat, yes.
White meat? So then the red wines you would pair with something like steak and
The
the
red
dark
meats.
meats?
Yes.
Okay, lovely. Is it there? So you're going on about Chardonnay. Is it that Chardonnay is your favorite wine?
It's one off. It's one off.
Okay.
My second favorite, I must say, it's Merlot.
Merlot. Ooh. So you have like a favorite white and a favorite red. So Merlot.
Favorite red and a favorite wine, yeah.
Okay, nice. So do you try out the different trends that there are in terms of cooking? Like, do you stay current and look at the different types of foods that are being produced?
Yes, because if you leave me around the TV, let me just be honest with you from now, I will watch everything that has the word food abbreviated to it. So I will watch from Food Network TV shows straight to cooking competitions, and those will be done globally. So you have like from Texas to Mississippi, from Mississippi to Nashville, global foods. And the way that which they cook and the elements that they use, it's so intriguing. It gives you that urge to just go out and try it. Even if you don't have the material, you can find it. So I recently started exploring barbecue.
Mhm.
And the history of barbecue is that back in slavery times, the slaves used to get the left behinds of what the rich would have eaten. So like the tough cuts of meat, like the stew and them something there, those are what we were left with. And through that, us as a black nation, we developed it in such a way that it becomes tender over time and flavorful. Like Texas now is an iconic spot for that because back then brisket was cheap. It was out there and nobody liked it. It was just a cut of meat that nobody knew. Now it's a must try.
Well sought after now.
Yes. And the way that they cook is they don't use gas stove, they don't use ovens. Their gas is nature. So wood, fire, all natural flavor, heat source, and another element of cooking.
Nice. So this is what piques your interest at the moment.
Yes, yes it does. I even been making my own seasoned rubs, spices, herb mixes. I'm just trying them, making my family judge them. If they like it, I use it, make it more, and stick with it.
Okay, that's nice. Well, I'm very intrigued as from what you just told me. So like where do you go from here? What are your plans?
My plans, okay, so I plan to, as soon as I finish high school, no waste time. So as soon as I finish with high school, I go straight back to her, finish my last course in food preparation, so that'll be a level 3 in chef de partie.
Mm-hmm.
So that will give me opportunity to work national and international. But while I stop there, they also have a diploma that can carry me globally.
Wow.
So I plan to reach for that, and then if I see any other course that draws my attention, might go for it, to just make my resume and my application forms more versatile. So gives me options.
Okay, and then you're practicing basically what you're preaching because is it like I heard that you have like a pizza business?
Since the pandemic came about, I started up this summer business. At first, I was hesitant about it, and to be honest, it's thanks to my sister actually. She was the one who kind of made the biggest impact with me starting up that business. It was just a random day. I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna make a pizza from scratch. Looked up a recipe, I did it. I let her try it, and she said, I have to make this for mom them and my parents try it. So since then, later that night I got a call from my mother. She said, Matthew, I want you to come to the room. We need to discuss something. I thought I was in deep trouble. I thought I did something
I bet
wrong.
you would be.
She sounded so upset. So I went up to the room. Then she told me, quote unquote, I am going to turn what you did into a business for the rest of summer. So since then, I been getting orders from mommy, my father, my cousins all the way in Montego Bay, friends, families, and that business just took off. So like every second day, every other day, I've been just making pizza dishes,
And
I've
even
been-
more pizza.
and other yeast good products.
So is it something that you plan to pick up again after? I guess you paused because you need
Because
to
of
focus
school, yes.
focus on school, right? So is it
Yes.
something that you plan to pick up again, or it was just for this?
Much definitely, because I'm still exploring the scientific way at which yeast works.
Okay.
Right now, yeast goods has my full attention because fermentation and all of those scientific stuff, how carbon dioxide and CO2 and all those elements just come about in just your meal alone. And I recently tried a dinner roll recipe. My sister thought I was going mad. The way I have this thermometer checking temperature, everything, make sure it says at 110 degrees. No, anytime I get a chance, I just make it.
That's nice. That's really good to hear. So, thank you for telling us a little bit about yourself, about your plans, your interests, your passion, rather for food and all the story. So it sounds like you're both interested in, food science as well as.
Indeed. And there's just so much more to learn in the food industry. They say if a day goes by you don't learn something, it don't make sense you stick with it. Because if you're not going to learn anything after that, your life done. Because there's so much more. Every day there's a new cuisine, there's a new dish, there's a new nation that comes up with something different to try. So there's this endless category of food waiting to be explored.
Lovely. Nice to hear it. So, yes, thank you for telling us and letting us know all of these. And we hope to hear from you again. We'll check in again
Yeah, no problem. No
and
problem.
see your
Anytime.
progress and everything that you've been doing.
But definitely, much appreciated. I must say thank you for the interview because I've been waiting for someone to come and ask me how has this pandemic affected me if it did.
Alright, so lovely. I'm happy I could help. I'm happy I could be of some assistance. Alrighty. Alright, so thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yes.